Hi there. Are you looking for a calm space to find in this turbulent world? Are you looking for more love, more peace, and more abundance in your life? Do you want to wake up each day with greater purpose and feel more fulfilled? If you are, then CSLNJ is the place for you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming community has created a safe space for all to come and be uplifted. I hope you enjoy watching. And if you like what you see, please visit us at cslnj.org.
Woke up this morning with my mind straight on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind straight on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Living and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Living and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Living and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Living and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Living and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Living and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Fall is beautiful. The leaves are changing. I was thinking about that, this last day of summer and then boom, tomorrow's fall. No, it's a gradual cyclical change, right? This earth moving around the sun. We got equal daylight and equal nighttime, that wonderful balance. I think as my school year starts, I need to find that balance in the chaos of teenagers. That's earth and sun. We also have the moon with a new moon tomorrow. Early hours of tomorrow is a partial solar eclipse for the South Pacific. 0.2% of the world's population can see this, not us. So unless we've got some Zoomers in Fiji, yes, solar. So the moon passing between the Earth and the sun. Its tiny, tiny shadow is just missing Earth, so no total solar eclipse, or else I'd be there. But the partial eclipse for the South Pacific and Antarctica. So wonderful. All of this to say that in the beauty of the cosmos, we are part of that. We are part of this universe, and just as amazing as the movement of the Earth, Moon, and Sun, our lives also have that beautiful path, that beautiful existence. And when we recognize that and lean into that, we can experience a true peace, a true power as wonderful and perfect beings. So as we come together, I invite you to join us in our welcome, recognizing what this teaching brings to us individually, us as a community, and the universe as a whole. So join me in reading our welcome. That we are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime, that you are the architect of your life, and that it is never too late to know true happiness. I'd like to recognize Neil and Brian as our practitioner of the day, our choir and musicians behind us, and with that, we can continue on with our day.
I am probably the most powerful two-word phrase in our language. For anything that follows I am is so. And so we come together today to recognize the I amness that we all are, and to be in consciousness of what we choose to allow to follow that phrase of I am, to celebrate that I am, to know that I am, to know that I am is complete in and of itself, for nothing is outside of the I am. And blessing this consciousness, blessing this teaching, blessing this celebration of this teaching. I am grateful. I am grateful for all that we have experienced today, that we are creating today, for all that is in participation today, for everyone here, for all that is shared, all that is heard, all that is received, and all that transpires as a result. In this gratitude, I surrender this word into life, into light, into law. And so it is.
I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. I am.
I invite you to read our September affirmation printed in our paper and in the chat, recognizing again that those two simple words, I am, carry with it the power of the infinite. Thank you, Brian, for those words. That's a nice reminder. All right, so please read along with me as we bring that message into our hearts. I am worthy and valuable simply because I am. This understanding encourages me to live authentically, aligning my thoughts and actions with the principles of love, creativity, and harmony, and to appreciate the present moment as a vital aspect of my spiritual journey. I have an interconnectedness with all life, reflecting the divine nature within me and the universe.
Peace practice. You know, it seems like every week we say that we need to do this more and more. It's fascinating how that is so. I don't know what else to say about that, but let us just be mindful. With all the divisiveness in the world, it kind of doesn't make sense. So let us focus our mind on the unity of the world, the oneness of the world, the oneness of consciousness, and hold that consciousness for all of humanity as we do our peace practice today. So please repeat after me. I am the peace I choose to see.
I am the peace I choose to see.
I know this peace for my family.
I know this peace for my family.
My family knows this peace for my community.
My family knows this peace for my community.
My community knows this peace for my country.
My community knows this peace for my country.
And my community knows this peace for the world.
And my community knows this peace for the world.
And so it is.
So it is.
And so our reading today, surprisingly, comes from the Science of Mind textbook. However, it does not come from the words of Ernest Holmes. Surprise! This comes from the definitive edition of the Science of Mind, and it is the foreword from Gene Houston, FUD, PhD. This is the second paragraph of the foreword for those Yellow Submarine fans out there. If I were to state the essence of the teaching of the Science of Mind, it would be that the highest God and innermost God is one God. The core of each human being is the original creative genius of the universe. We are, therefore, the lensing of God stuff on earth. I love that, God stuff. The focalization of eternity in time. Consciously or unconsciously, we direct the flow of universal mind into form. In homier terms, the cosmic engine is started, but man guides it in his own life. This grants us tremendous power, and with it the innate responsibility to make or break our world through the extraordinary working power of our minds. Thus, the practical emphasis in the Science of Mind of schooling in the power of trained thought. So much of our ordinary thinking lapses into habitual patterns, with little variation from one day to the next. Our lives mirror this and fall into serial monotony, interrupted by episodes of trouble, panic, and loss. We live then as limited, crippled versions of who and what we are, suffering the continuance of emotional plagues and toxic thoughts, and the world reflects this tragically. In contrast, the Science of Mind takes seriously the dictum of being recreated through the renewing of our minds. And not just our minds, but our bodies and souls as well. The powers of second Genesis lie within us. But this means that we must agree to attune and orchestrate our thoughts and emotions toward higher purposes and creative ends. In this, we have help, for Spirit assures that the lure of becoming is always calling, as the incendiary vision of what we may be. We are limited only by concept and the refusal that comes.
Thank you. I am one with all that is. How powerful I am. All I need right in my hand. All this truth, how I strong stand. Oh, deep within me. With your light now I can see. I will listen for your voice. And with freedom I rejoice. Heaven within me. Power within me. Open the door, let blessing bring. Fill my soul in every way. Higher as we go. Like the water we
I think I might have to write a little book on synchronicity. It's just like so present in my life, and I'm so grateful for it. So listen, last week we had the gift of Dr. Ken Gordon being with us and speaking. Wow, so grateful. And it just so happened that he mentioned the 1926/27 textbook. I'll explain that. And I happened to be speaking about it this week. So, some of this is a little personal for me. I'm going to share with you just so I have a background on it very quickly. Okay? I've been in the teaching for years, a long time. And at some point, a little while back, Reverend Michelle was teaching a class, and I just remember I was sitting in the back, and she was up there somewhere, and she mentioned the 1926 textbook, and you know me. I raised my hand and said, wait a minute, what? Excuse me, what did you just say? Did you just say there's another textbook? To which she said, yeah, you've been in the teaching longer than me. You didn't know that? I did not know that. Wow. So you know I went searching, right? That reading was so powerful and so beautiful because we have the tools of the science of mind in our hands, at our disposal. We have the ability and the power to change ourselves, to change our lives, to change our world that is, may I just say, in need of assistance. And so many people are not aware of it. So many people know absolutely nothing about it. And those of us that do know, we kind of use it. And that's not a criticism. That's not a judgment. That's just my honest, real observation. And so I'm guilty too. I've been wanting to dive into this book for a long time now, and I've gone in and looked up stuff and shared excerpts of it with you, and you know, I put a little bit of it up on my wall when I needed it, but I never did the deep dive. And so I thought today that I would just talk about it a little bit and introduce it as a way of us becoming aware. Now, in doing my research for this talk, I had the opportunity, I had the privilege of being able to speak with someone who's been in this teaching a very long time. I apologize, I'm not going to share the name with you because in my whatever I was going through, I didn't ask for permission to do that. So I'm not going to do that. I will go back and ask for permission and include it at a later time, because this person also wrote some books about the teaching that I think are really valuable and I would like to share, okay? That said, I have had questions about the original Science of Mind book for years, okay? And at different times, I've discussed it with different people who have been in the teaching for a long time. Now, if you just come here on Sundays, if you haven't been to conferences, if you haven't been to workshops, if you don't go online when they're Zooming and doing different things that they do, the Archive Thursdays, I'm not saying the right name, forgive me, but the Archive has a Zoom, I think once a month on Thursdays, and there are other opportunities that are available. So what I'm saying is, if you don't get to see the whole scope of the teaching and some of the people that are involved and some of the people that have been here for years, there are things that we may not be aware of, okay? So you probably heard Reverend Michelle and I talk about the old guard. So those were some of the earlier science of mind ministers and teachers. And I always refer to them because they embody the teaching to a great extent. I mean, they lived from that place so that you saw that they demonstrated. You saw that they had the ability to, for example, have centers that were packed with people that literally had thousands of people, just as an example. Again, this is not a criticism. The whole idea of being in this teaching is to be able to utilize the teaching to empower ourselves to change our lives. And in order to do that, we have to be aware of who we really are. We have to really be aware of the fact that we are individualized expressions of the presence, that we have the ability really to do whatever the heck we want to do. I'm not saying that we don't have challenges, but I'm saying that we are expressions of the divine. And therefore, at least theoretically, we should be able to do anything, create anything. So I've been wanting to delve into the 1926 book for a while. I thought that this would be a good introduction, and I had some questions. My first question being, if there was an original book, it wasn't called the textbook back then. If there was an original book, why was a new one created? And there were all sorts of ideas and thoughts and rumors about that, so I found out why a new one was created. So Ernest Holmes was going around doing talks and lectures. That's what he did, you know? And he would just speak extemporaneously off the top of his head. He didn't write notes and plan things out and everything. He just spoke, you know, which is, as I'm standing up here trying to speak to you, I'm saying to myself, that's so awesome that he had the ability to do that. And so things began to change. So one of the things I'm going to focus on in just a few moments is something that was always a big deal for all of us to talk about, the 1926 book. And that's what was in the 1926 book that wasn't in the 1938 book, okay? And so I wanted to know why a new one was created. So what had happened was he was going around speaking, okay, and things were changing, and the environment at the time, there were things going on that he kind of felt were making the teaching unclear. And so he wanted to clear things up. And I'm going to explain what that is in just a moment. And so what he did was he had a stenographer come to his talks. Back then it was shorthand. Okay, no tape recordings, no Zoom, no... It was shorthand. Shorthand was a big deal, okay? And he had a stenographer come and take notes, and those notes became the 1938, in quotes, textbook. It is what we use in the teaching when we're studying. It is what practitioners and ministers use. All of the courses that come out of that book are, in quotes, the accredited courses and what we use in our education system in science of mind, okay? So that's how that happened, okay? I could tell you some of the stories I heard, but I'm going to refrain from doing that. The truth is, he went around and he was doing his lectures, and he had a stenographer take notes for his lectures. And so that's how the book came to be. Now, why? At that time, my understanding is that there was a really great interest in mysticism, and a lot of people in that time, interestingly enough, I would never have thought it, but interestingly enough, there were a lot of people that were involved in mysticism. And he wanted to clarify from the perspective of the science of mind teaching some of those things, okay? Well, it's been almost 100 years, right? And guess what? People are developing again an interest in those things, right? And so I just found it very interesting because, you know, sometimes things come full circle, they come back around. So that infamous chapter 6, section 6 of the 1926 book really dealt with a lot of the things that were happening at that time that were involved with mysticism. So the book is in, the 1938 textbook is in a different order than the 1926 book. And let me clarify, because I've been going back and forth saying 1927, and Dr. Ken last week said 1926, and so I went and checked it, and Reverend Neal assisted me. It was written in 1926, but it was published in 1927. Okay, so there's that little. Anyway, things were rearranged. So in the original book, he starts out talking about mind, of course, and the soul, the spirit. He talks about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. He talks about universal mind and the oneness. That's what he starts out talking about. All those chapters that we do in the beginning of the year, the thing itself, that wasn't the first part of the book, which is, neither here nor there. I'm just sharing some of the things about the differences in the book. And so I wanted to really talk about the fact that it is important to me, because I perceive, as me, not the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, not Science of Mind, I perceive the 1926 book as what we would call pure science of mind. And I have had this concern that we are getting away from the basics of the teaching, the purity of the teaching, and therefore the power within the teaching. Okay? And so to go back to the basics, to go back to the origin, to go back to the consciousness behind it, to me is what is so important and so powerful. Again, that's just me. That's my opinion, okay? But I thought it would be interesting to just like take a look and see what was there and what the differences are. And he so clearly explains who we are in spirit, as spirit, how mind works, how we utilize mind. For me, reading it, it just flows, and it was just so very clear. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it, and that's why I wanted to share it, because I've spent years in this teaching trying to figure out and trying to understand. And I have to give a shout out to Reverend Joel, because I believe it was Reverend Joel that published the book that combines the 1926 and the 1938 book. So thank you very much for that.
He actually did publish back in 26.
And so, you know, as often I get off of my goal, but I just want to mention a couple of things so you're aware that the chapter talks about our mental atmospheres. We've talked about mental atmosphere many times in our talks. And it talks about things like telepathy. It talks about things like auras, things that you would never expect. It talks about habits and how habits are formed and developed. And it's a little bit of a different approach than, you know, that thing we say, a new habit is formed by doing the same thing in 28 days. If anyone has tried the 28 days, we know that's not quite true. Okay, so he talks about the things that were happening at the time and how we're in oneness. There's one mind, there's only one. And you have the conscious, you have the subconscious or subjective. I like to use subconscious because I think it's just more clear to people than objective and subjective, because the meaning for our teaching is not the same as the meaning that's in the dictionary, okay, in the like regular Webster dictionary. And he talks about universal or collective consciousness and how we can access anything because it's all one. We are in one mind. And because of that, whether it's someone that is doing a telepathic reading or whether it's someone that is experiencing some form of clairvoyance or clairaudience, that it's all mind. It's all one, and it's pulled from mind. It's like a really different perspective, and it takes the woo out of it. And just makes it really clear. So I wanted to share today that this teaching gives us the tools that we need to change our world, to change ourselves, to change our lives, to change our world, that it is within, whether, I'm not poo-pooing the 1938 textbook, please don't misunderstand me, but I've been very interested in the 1926 and going back to the basics so that we are really empowered from the basics. You know, one of the things that I'm going to do a talk on in the future that was kind of inspired and spurred by this is the development of spiritual mind treatment and practitioners. And Ernest Holmes trained his own practitioners. He wouldn't let anybody else do it, you know. And we have such powerful, powerful tools, and we just need to use them. We can, no matter what is going on in the world, we can, if we use this teaching and we use our tools, we can change our world. We can make it what we want it to be. It may not feel like it, it may not look like it, but we can. I'm actually done. Thank you.
Go into prayer. Just to fill in the blank from what you had before.
Thank you. Okay.
From the archives, it's the Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation Lunch and Learns.
Thank you.
That's what they're called.
Lunch and
Thursdays,
Learns.
12 Mountain Time, for all you people out there in the mountains. Go to CSL and you'll get that information.
Thank you. I am actually, by the way, going to do a little blurb at some point on the archives because they have collected all of this information. So what I learned from this person who was so gracious to speak with me, and I'm going to get her permission to share who she is. But what I learned from this person who was so gracious to speak with me is that these archives have recordings of Ernest Holmes. They have some articles, original articles that were written, just all kinds of things, you know? And it's so important for us to be able to access it and to use it. You know, we can go and look up things and ask questions, and it's a really powerful tool. And I've heard archives. I've been to the Lunch and Learns, but I didn't really understand how much powerful information there was in there. Okay, so we're going to talk about that another time. Yeah, they actually started out at Unity Village, were moved to the home office, I think it was, then moved to California, or vice versa, moved to California, then the home office, and then when the home office closed, they were moved back to Unity Village, you know. And there's everything in there, even furniture from Ernest Holmes, so I digress. So let us take this into treatment. I know, I'm funny, right? I'm funny. What touches my heart is that I know that the power and presence that is all there is created all of life, created each one of us, and within that creation provided everything required for us to discover the truth of who we are, provided everything required to create whatever it is we choose to create whatever it is we choose to experience, that this one divine infinite intelligence expressed within each one of us itself, its very self, and within that there is all power, all knowing, and every and anything required to know the truth of who we are. This is so beautiful and so powerful. And so what I affirm is what each of us has affirmed over and over and over again, that I know the truth, that I experience the truth, I express the truth, that this divine creative intelligence is available to me. All of its qualities and attributes are available to me, and within it lies whatever I need to express and experience the truth of who I am, to express and experience my highest good, to express and experience the creative, divine, loving expression that is what I call God. Call it God, call it love, call it universe. It is within me, it is within you, and each one of us has the ability to express that. Each one of us has the ability to reveal that. Each one of us has the ability to heal, to change, to grow, to learn, to become more. This is the truth. This is what I know, and I affirm with this word that as we live and breathe, no matter what is going on in the world, this truth is expressing. This truth is expressing, and it is expressing deeply as love and peace and wisdom and joy, so that this world unfolds. This world unfolds and moves from chaos, moves from harm, moves from pain, moves from anger into the truth, which is love. which is light, which is beauty, which is wholeness, which is harmony, and it expresses as peace within you, within me, and within this world. This is the truth. I release this word into the law, knowing that it is done. Please close with me. And so it is.
Grateful, 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 grateful. Grateful, 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 grateful.
Mr. Grateful. Not the Grateful Dead, but the grateful living. We truly are so much to be grateful for, right? Whether individually in a small group or as a collective, thousands, millions, and billions here on this planet. So much to take into account, so much to recognize the infinite that is available. And so as we recognize what we can take from this teaching, it's important to also support that teaching as well. That since 1926 and before, that this teaching has truly developed and grown and strengthened. And it's the power within us to be part of that mechanism. Supporting the center through our time, our energy, our thoughts, and financially. So we have many people who, many members who support this, both small and large, and I thank them. I encourage you to continue to support the center and recognize all the positivity that comes out of this, because it doesn't just happen from nothing. Being on the board, I know the work that goes into this. Being in the choir, I know the work goes into this. From leadership, from members, and just the general energy that brings people into the doors and onto Zoom. So it's a collective whole. But it does take that work. It does take that support. So join with me as we look at our conscious giving affirmation, to take that to heart, to recognize what can I give to support everything that I get out of this teaching and our Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey. So join with me in our conscious giving affirmation. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So giving where we are spiritually fed, knowing that we are nourished in our souls. This week, my wife and I went out to dinner, and I felt the bill was a little too expensive for what I got. That doesn't happen here. That doesn't happen here. every cent, every dollar. There's no overcharge. If anything, it's an undercharge. So recognize that whatever we put in, you're getting much, much, much more out of it. And there's a lot that we give here. We're in person today. We're in person next week as well with Reverend Joel speaking, which will be wonderful. So come on in and join us in Mission Impossible. Dun-dun-dun. Also, we've got some classes coming up in October and November with Awakened Living, Embodying CSL-NJ Values, to take an in-depth look at what brings this community together. Beth Bachman is presenting Finding Peace and Presence at the End of Life on starting October 9th in the evenings, 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Zoom, so easily accessible. A communal sharing of wisdom to help us prepare for death and dying. I think that will provide a wonderful perspective. And we also have our InReach program. This has been something we've been mentioning for a little bit. InReach program was started years ago to help support members of our community that needed some financial assistance, and it's worked very well. We've been able to help a number of our members get through challenging times, not just through community support, but specifically that financial ability to raise them up. And that's something that we give to every month as a board to help replenish those funds. But if you want to give specifically, please just note that in your breeze or in the basket in the back, and we can continue to support within our community. I think that's all I have. I will leave that. Well, I guess I'll be over there. But after service, we do have hospitality back in the corner. Shout out to Edna and Cindy and Marcy. Anyone else? And Jean, thank you. Wonderful to get that back into the swing of things. And so please join us back there for some nice community building. And let's get this show on the road. Thank you all for being here. And shout out to the choir behind me and band.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one with the Spirit all around me.
Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.